Hey everyone, it's Libby from Meister Tarot. Yes, I went to the barber's, had a whole lot chopped off. Yeah, it'll grow back, don't worry. I do like to have a good, decent haircut. Oh, look, in about 2 or 3 weeks it'll look perfect. In about 2 or 3 weeks after that it'll look scruffy again. Okay, so thank you for joining me. What I'm going to have a look at in this particular reading is something a little bit different. It's more of what I would put on my Meister's Guidance channel. So absolutely thrilled to be able to bring this to you on the main channel, and if you find it whets your appetite or you want to learn more, hop over to Meister's Guidance and have a look at some of the readings over there. So yes, I would like to acknowledge the Warramai First Nations people on whose traditional lands these videos are made, and a huge welcome to you and your guides and my guides and the universal energies. The reason I welcome your guides along with mine is that even if you're not aware of your guides or you haven't been able to contact them, they are there regardless. And what I'm having a little chuckle about is I'm using my Lightseers Tarot, which is my family and friends cards, and you are my family and friends, as well as my physical family and friends. But I spread the deck to start shuffling, and what it has brought up for me is the circles of support. And look at that third eye, lilac, purple, light, whatever you like to call it, and then the giving and receiving of help, which is what I'm doing here with you today, and I'm going to encourage you to pass on, to pass forward. So what I came across to bastardize an expression I heard yesterday about being true to yourself and being authentic was, I heard someone say yesterday, basically, if you find that you don't fit in, if you are not conforming, then it is for you to make your own space. It's not for you to actually change for the sake of others. It is about you owning yourself, owning who you are, and making your own space, your own boundaries, your own destination. And what you will find is that others will find you, and they will come in because you're giving them somewhere safe to go and somewhere safe to land. Okay, so where's this going to go? I'm going to very briefly, I have done this a couple of times, but I'm going to very briefly run through how I met my guides. Now, in all honesty, I met Meister, my first guide, via my soothsayer Judy. She introduced me to him. Once I was aware that he was there, and I'm telling you they are there, and once you are aware, there's no holding them back. Once I was aware he was there, because I didn't even know if I had a guide, there was no putting him back in the box. Now, what happened in the early days is that because my brain was blah, 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 all the time, it was literally only when I was like in the shower washing my hair or brushing my teeth or completely doing something mundane and my brain actually switched off, that's when he was coming in. He was taking that opportunity. And it did get to the stage where he was quite forceful about it, and I said, "Why are you yelling at me?" Now, he never yelled, but he was forceful. And his reply absolutely stunned me. His reply was, "Because you are not listening." And that really made me sit back and go, "Oh, I am too busy in my own brain to allow space for my guides to come through." So after that, Meister and I had sort of developed quite a fantastic relationship, really, but because I was aware, this space was then opened up for Naryn to enter as well. And how did I know Naryn was there? I can't even remember. I really cannot remember. He was just there. I knew he was there. I sensed he was there. I don't see my guides. Some of my beautiful viewers do. I mean, they're right there. I know that they're right there. I don't see them. They put their messages audibly into my mind. Some people smell theirs. Some people see them in butterflies or flowers or dragonflies. When the dragonflies are around, I know it's just a reaffirmation that my guides are there. The dragonflies aren't my guides, they are just an affirmation that they are with me. And saw 3 beautiful dragonflies this morning, 2 main ones and one sort of popped in and back out again, so I'm not quite sure who that third one was this morning. I have my suspicions, but it is about being open and accepting. Now, it's a difficult place to be, and I fully understand because was like that as well. It's actually really hard to be quiet in your mind, and it is really hard to be with your own thoughts on occasion. So what happens is that we tend to get busy in life, but it's not productive busy, it's busyness. B-U-S-Y-N-E-S-S. It's busyness. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw in a few cards and see if we can find, if the cards will tell us a way in which I can help you to be with your guides. But it's very much about stilling the mind. Meditation, look, I don't meditate as such. When I say I'm meditating, really it's just that period between wakefulness and sleep when I'm in bed, and I just say to my guides, hey guys, because they're guys, they're my boys. Hey guys, is there anything you would like me to know? Very rarely they do bring in information at that stage because I am now open to them. They literally, when they want to bring information, they bring it. And boy, do they bring it. But that might be a way for you to start. Now, I'm not going to tell you how to do it because it's how to interact with your guides is really intimate between you and your guides. But the first step is being open and not being afraid. It's actually really scary when you first realize they're there, you first hear them or see them or smell them or whatever. It is actually really scary. But have faith is what I'm being told. Have faith and trust. Now, on that note, in my early days, I actually opened myself too much, and I had a really scary, mischievous energy come in, spirit, whatever you like to call it, and I literally had to drag it physically back out of my body and throw it away. So there's a fine line between open enough for your guides, but not open that any willy-nilly can come in. So you will learn it. But also don't be afraid of, if you do get a mischievous energy come in, just physically visualize taking it out and throwing it away and saying, no thank you, I don't want that. Go away. Then you can also then immerse yourself in a bubble, a visualizing bubble of light. Oh, magic happening, and the star of faith and hope. But also, what beautiful cards for what we're talking about. So what I do to protect myself, I am very aware of the energy of my guides, so they can come through. I do line my chakras up. I light my chakras up from within. Again, very personal how you do it. I picture each one as a sphere coming up through my body. I then send that light off to a point, almost like traffic lights, sending the light off to a point where it interconnects and becomes white light. And then when it hits that white light, it draws universal light, the energy, spiritual energy, and then I picture that light coming back down and enveloping me, enveloping me. So that's how I do my protection, and then I can push that bubble of light out to protect those I love and whoever else needs it. So that's how I do it, but it's very, very personal for you. Anyhow, I'm going to draw a couple of cards with my guides. If you can see them, they are really here. They're trying to be seen by you. Let me know if you do see them. But what message have you got, guys? Tell me. I'm going to draw on several different decks here. Show me, guys. Show me. What do I need to impart here? What do I need to impart here? For people to know how to interact with their guides. Once you're aware of them and they're communicating with you in whatever form it takes, mine talk to me audibly. I know my mother nearly bumped into one in the hallway, apologised profusely one night when she was walking down the hallway, and then realised that she lives alone, and it was one of her guides was there for her. So once you're open to them, you can then communicate with them and ask them questions. Use your pendulum, use your cards, use whatever method you are comfortable with, or just be in the moment, in the brain quiet space, and put forward a question. Now, it's not so much putting forward the question either, it's about being willing to receive the answer, being open to receive the answer. Okay, I've got a card that's thrown out there and I don't know what it is. Let's see where we go. No, they want that one. Okay, I'll bring you down. What do you need to impart to us? The Two of Cups. Can you imagine this is you and your guide working in partnership, bringing forth magic, intertwining to the point where there is no ending of you and starting of your guide. They are you. Now that brings me to another really important point that I have been reminded of recently. I've got the dog bumping into my table here while she's chewing on her goat's horn. That I was reminded of recently. So often in our search for spirituality, we look without. We are trying to seek. We are asking others to provide the answers that it's the basis of religion, really. We are wanting something without to solve our problems, to answer our questions, to heal us in whatever way. The spirituality that we are seeking is not outside of ourselves, and never has and never was. Religion has, I'm not against religion, but it does have a lot to answer for, because what happened, there was a shift in religion away from the teachings of Jesus Christ. I believe he did exist. I think what he taught has been manipulated. But what he was teaching was that we all had God or spirit, however you like to call it, within us. And it is from within us that we need to draw it forward. Now what happened is the powers that be rubbed their hands gleefully together and said, well, if we control this God, then we can control the people. So they moved the perception of God to something that was without the human body. What they basically said is, if you want to talk to God, you've got to come to us. I'm sorry, no you don't. God is within, and it is, or spirit, however you like to put it, and your guides, and it is intimately intertwined. And once you're emotionally connected with your guide, you can make magic happen. I'm just going to pause for a second. Wait, hang on a minute. Sorry about that. My daughter just coming home from university. Got to welcome her and see how it all went. Okay, so this is what we've got here, and I'm going to call this my signifier card. What have we got else here? Okay, the Four of Wands. Love this card. What this card's very much about is you have a look at the two figures in the foreground, and they are celebrating wildly. They are completely engaged in what they are doing. They are finding emotional joy in this. But I'm always drawn in this particular card to the tent in the background that has the 4 wands surrounding it. What this card always tells me is that beware of the messages that are going to draw you into the darkness. So I'm going to say this is organized religion, this is being told that you're not good enough, this is just anything, that messages coming from the outside drawing you into this dark opening of the tent. What we really need to do, and if you have a look at these figures in the foreground, they have spirituality pouring off them and within them, and joy. It is about celebrating and not being drawn into this messaging. Okay, working together, finding your tribe, making your space. If you have a look here, these 3 people here, there's three of Pentacles, which is spirituality, Pentacles. But what it is, there's nothing in this room except the loom and the 3 people working on it. So it is about creating your space, making space for your creativity, your spiritual discovery. And what you will find is your tribe will come into it and you can work on it together. 10 of Wands. 'Tis a path, so not an easy path at times, but the figure here is not carrying the burden. The figure here is put the burden onto their if I say associate, I'm going to call this yak, and I'm sorry guys that I'm saying it's a yak or a buffalo or whatever it is. They're putting the burden onto something else to carry, onto their guide. They're putting their burden down and they're moving on. And they're allowing this burden to this yak, buffalo, whatever it is, to carry the burden for them. Put it down and stride forward. And then we have the new beginning, clarity, a new beginning of clarity. Suspend yourself and look at things from a different point of view. Be in the light, be in the moment, and pause. Stop the chatter. Okay, so there are just a few little tips. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw some cards from the Nature's Whispers deck and also the Work Your Light deck, just to expand on that a little bit. I don't want to belabor the point too much, because how I communicate with my guides is not necessarily how you will communicate with yours. It's very much about being in the moment, stilling the chatter, and immersing yourself in the energies of the guides. It is scary when it first happens. I'm not going to deny that. When you first are introduced to your guides, because they want to come through to you. They do want you to be aware of them and acknowledge them. And it is all about working within. It's not about seeking them without, on the outside. Okay, a couple of cards these are my Nature's Whispers, a couple of cards just to help guide this process for those who need it. Sorry if I sound disjointed, because it is a hard topic to actually cover, because there is no one fits all. There is absolutely no one fits all. It's very much about being open to them, acknowledging them, receiving them, not looking for them externally. It all comes from within. Gratitude and appreciation, fundamental. I'll bring you down. Gratitude and appreciation. It is about gratitude for where you are now, because every step that you have taken to this point has brought you to this point. Grateful for what you have, sitting in love and appreciation, and knowing that your guides are there. Perfect setting. Yep. You are here because you are meant to be here at this time, and regardless of what else is going on in your life, it is the perfect setting for this moment, for this message. Trust your own understanding. And that's what I was saying, is probably says it even better than my big long waffle, is that connection with your guide is incredibly, intimately personal. Perhaps even more personal than the relationship you have with yourself. It all starts with love, appreciation, openness, acceptance of you, acceptance of what has happened in your life, acceptance of that the universe loves you, that your guides are there, and trust your understanding of the process. Okay, thank you guys. They're telling me trust the process. Trust your understanding of the process. Really drawn to the butterflies here in the base of the transformation, the rainbow of unity, and the perfect setting of the sunrise. The sun coming out and illuminating for you. These are gorgeous cards. Okay, I'm going to grab 3 cards from Work Your Light Oracle, just to expand on this. If you're finding that this you're seeking further in regards to this message, hop over to Meister's Guidance and have a look at some of the more recent videos there. The boys bring forward really profound insights in those readings, because we are in a state of expanding our spirituality. It is a time in history where the personal connection with spirituality is expanding, and a lot of those more recent readings really touch on that connection. So what have we got here? Getting grounded. Empathy, highly sensitives, connect with nature. So this getting grounded, it's very much about being in the moment, in the now. Take off your shoes and socks. Feel the floor or feel the grass. Be aware of your surroundings, but not distracted by your surroundings, and then allowing yourself to open. Trust the niggle. When your guides first touch you, it will feel very odd. It will feel like a niggle. Trust that niggle. That is your guides very gently, because they are so gentle with you to start with, unless you're not paying them attention, and then they may be a little more forceful. But that niggle that you feel in the back of your mind, those chills on your arm, that butterflies in your stomach, trust that is your guides coming through for you. Yeah, they're just telling me those two cards. Oh, they told me to turn it over. And the inner temple. It is an inner temple. You do not need to go outside, elsewhere, unless you find that you've received incredible serenity from a physical temple somewhere. But you don't need it, because what you are seeking is within. Tune into the portal of your heart. And then the last one we have is leap. You go first, the universe will catch you. This is about trusting that the universe will catch you. I keep saying it is scary when you first sit in the energies of your guides. It can be unsettling. It can make you, can raise anxiety or just unsuredness. Trust in the process. Thank you. I hope who needed to hear this message got this message. I did open the deck because I was going to show you my new cards have arrived. My intuitive cards. No pressure about anything here. I love the image that is on there, and just wanted to share them with you. But thank you for joining me, and if you feel like you need more, please comment. I cannot introduce you to your guides. That has to come from within. It's very personal. But just trust that they are there, and baby steps is what they're telling me. One step at a time. Pause when you feel you need to, but once you've taken those steps, you find you won't feel the need to retreat. Just gentle, nurture yourself. Make your own space. And the feeling that you get once your guides are in your life is just of intense contentment. Okay, thank you for joining me. Love to you all.